Hello again, and welcome to another inspirational episode of Angels, Fairies, and Witches. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Laura, and we're grateful that you've brought us into your home, and we only ask that you keep an open mind for the information that we're about to share with you.
So let's begin. I'd like to begin by saying, if you've tuned into our two previous episodes, we actually own more than just the clothes that we're wearing, but we're filming 4 episodes at a time. But I felt it was necessary to say.
Yeah. Never change their clothes.
It's like a uniform. Okay, well, first we're going to do a little brief recap of what we were talking about the last time. And we were talking about the 7 chakras, which is the energy points in your body. You have your root chakra, that's your basic need. Back here.
Root or base.
Root or base. Sacral, sexuality and creativity. Solar plexus, which is your seat of power. Heart, which of course is your emotions, which is communication. Third eye, which is your psychic area. Oh, and I just poked myself in, not the third eye, I poked myself in the right eye. And the crown, which is your spirituality. And we were bringing up some of the archangels and how they can help. We spoke of Michael, who is the ultimate in terms of go-to guy.
Indeed.
And hopefully we'll see another picture of him. Raphael, who is heaven's physician, he is in charge of all sorts of healing. This is your area of expertise.
Raphael, like we had made mention in our previous episode, Raphael has the capacity to, when we have a physical ailment, to Archangel Raphael, and once again I remind you, you have to ask.
Have to ask the angels. They can't just take it upon themselves to help you.
And say, oh look, Michelle's sick, let me help her. No, Michelle has to ask for divine intervention.
And it doesn't have to be fancy or long, just plain old angels help me.
Yep. And he can provide healing in an instant. But more commonly, what we're used to is he provides us with intuition or hunches or ideas that lead us to a proper healing process.
We also talked about the use of a pendulum, which I probably should have had prepared before we started, and how dangling this over, very simple, something with a little bit of weight to it, how dangling it over any of your chakras can tell if there's a problem. If it spins clockwise in a fast, positive manner, that's good. If it goes counterclockwise and negative, you have a problem. Or if it just plain old stands still like this, there's really no energy flowing in there. And so I had given you the example. Shall we do it again? Lean back.
Sure, why not?
Why not? Laura's heart chakra. Let's see how that's looking today. Now you may think I'm moving this, but I am absolutely not. This is the weight of the pendulum picking up on her energy vibrations. See how good that's looking? No problems there.
That's because my heart is filled with joy.
And the crown chakra, we'll just try that as another example. You want to be 2 to 3 inches above the person. That's actually the aura, the protective coating. So as you can see, things are looking good here too. Again, if there's minimal movement or if it's going in the negative direction, then you have to look at those areas of your life.
And chances are you're probably aware that there's an issue happening in your life.
Right. It never really comes as a big surprise.
Right. You can't just go, oh, it's not moving, I must be ill. No, you'll know ahead of time that there's the energy isn't moving freely throughout your body.
And so the idea is to call upon the angels, but then you have to meet them halfway and be proactive. So we're going to go through a few more angels that are, I think it's been suggested there's, well, in the major religions, there's 4 archangels.
Basically Buddhism, Christianity,
Judaism,
Islam, and Islam, I think, are probably the major religions that all have angels.
Well, they always have the same 4. There's Archangel Michael.
Excuse me.
Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, and then Archangel Uriel. And there's a whole lot more angels and archangels and all sorts of divine creatures, but those are the top 4. So let's talk a little bit about Gabriel. Gabriel,
God is my strength, and Gabriel's known as the messenger angel.
Yep. So as the messenger angel, Gabriel is funny because in paintings and books and museums, Gabriel is the only of the angels that's sometimes depicted as male and sometimes depicted as female. And you can envision him or her however you like. How do you like? I think I like female.
I like female too.
Yeah.
I tend to.
Boys club here. So we're going to go with Gabriel being female, but really either one is fine. As the messenger angel, she is often putting ideas and thoughts and dreams into your head. Again, nothing but positive, always for even something you may think is negative, it's always a learning experience. She's the one that brings you information.
Right, and inspires your creativity and your nurtures the skills that you have that you're not putting to full potential.
You know, it's funny you should bring up nurturing, because Gabriel is also in charge of helping you to nurture your family, but also to nurture yourself. You know, there are times that I think everybody, and I know my boss is not watching because he lives in Brooklyn and this is Queens Public Television, but everybody needs a mental health day every now and then. A time to remember, oh, this is so cliche, but to remember your inner child. Do something fun. This is how Gabriel will help bring you nurturing.
Play. Do something playful, something fun, something that you wouldn't normally do.
Outdoors. Get outdoors in the fresh air. That's actually another archangel, but that's a good...
Go in the woods, take a walk in nature.
The beach.
Right, go to the beach.
Tell you a little well-kept secret. For about the last 7 years, she and I have been going to Rockaway Beach. What street are we by? I never remember.
About 100 and...
I thought we were in the 90s.
Between the 98 and 102. All
right. Rockaway Beach between 98 and 102. And this was always kind of the diaper, condom, and hypodermic needle beach. But in the last at least 7 years, and I'm not even sure who we should thank. The Parks Department? Maybe?
Maybe.
They've cleaned it up so tremendously that the sand is white and clean. The water has become so clear that in the last couple of years you actually see schools of fish coming into the shore. We've also seen dolphins there.
We've seen sharks.
We did see sharks one time. Definitely props to the wonderful lifeguards.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, you know, Jaws or anything in the water. It was like these little sharks, but still they got us out of there.
But the whole idea is we go, and that's where we unwind, and that's where we play, and that's where we appreciate the nature that God has provided us.
Breathing in all that clean air. See, now you say I always get off the topic. Now I'm talking about Rockaway Beach.
You were the one that brought it up, Missy.
I did. Let's go to the final of the top 4 angels, which is Uriel.
Uriel's name means the light of God. And he enlightens us with divine inspiration.
But the thing about Uriel is you don't always, if you have a problem, he doesn't show you step, 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 and then here's the solution. He kind of guides you one step at a time.
And lights the way.
Lights the way. This is what's required to literally take a leap of faith. I think we should give a little more clarity to when angels are sending you messages versus your, angel messages would always be about
kind,
love
and loving,
joy, peace. It's always for your highest good. Anytime,
and the higher good of those around you.
Yes. Can't forget about those around you.
That's right.
Any thought you have that's negative or not what am I trying to say? What's an example of the human emotion? Oh, well, there's tons. What am I saying? If you call out to the angels and you think you're receiving words like, you know what, cheat on your taxes. that's not the angels, trust me.
No.
Their
not at
messages
all.
are only exclusively love, joy, patience, compassion. So that's Uriel's function.
And Uriel is also in charge of the claircognizant Claire.
Which, as we said earlier, was the inner knowing, the
Right,
inner wisdom.
The inner wisdom.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Should we do some more angels, or... Well, maybe we should talk just a little bit about fairies and witches. Our episodes have mostly been about angels, but...
Well, I think we have plenty of time.
We do. We're a weekly show.
Let's stick with the angel format for now and then work our way into...
We're going to stick with the angel format.
Right.
Okay, I'd like to bring up an angel that I think is going to be very relevant to a lot of women out there, and probably some men too. And that is Archangel Chamuel. But if you're going to look him up, it's spelled with a C. Chamuel.
He who sees God.
He who sees God. He's really in charge of romance, love, soulmate relationship. And please just afford me a moment to go off on a tangent. Soulmate. This overused
And misused.
A soulmate is somebody that you've known lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and you have a soul connection. For example, you are looking at two heterosexual soulmates right here. Ideally, it's the person that gets you, that finishes your sentence, that you're so instantly comfortable with. Of course, ideally you'd want that in a romantic relationship as well. But a lot of romances, I've never known too many romances. I've known people that have good relationships and good marriages, but it's not really a soulmate thing.
No.
You know, a lot of times soulmate, unfortunately, does not really refer to romance. But this particular archangel, Chamuel, is in charge of leading you to your soulmates. You know, you never know when you meet people what could possibly happen or what could come of a chance meeting.
Soulmates. He leads us to people of common ideas and our common ilk. He leads us towards...
Our common ilk?
Yeah, ilk.
I like that, our common ilk. I thought you said elk at first,
No,
like the big moose.
He leads us to situations. He leads us to relationships.
And he can help in your romance by bringing a divine aspect to it. You know, let's say, all you single ladies, hey, let's say you like a guy and you know, conversation's good, sex is good, you're having fun, but you're moving to be in nature and talk about angels, and the guy really doesn't. You call upon Archangel Chamuel. He's in charge of literally the romance angels, and they can add a dose of divine love and divine inspiration, kind of getting you guys more on the same page. Because in every relationship, I mean, there's things that are definitely important, but common spiritual belief is very important.
Yep, and Chamuel can help you with your career path as well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
That's true. Give an example.
If
you're unhappy in your job, he'd be the one to call upon.
Right, to ask if this is indeed the path that you're supposed to be taking, and then you have to pay attention to the signs.
Absolutely, and be open to it, because the angels, along with fairies and everybody else we're going to be talking about, the angels can present to you in all situations opportunities, ways of looking at things, possibilities, adventures that you never thought possible.
That you would never even entertain.
Absolutely.
But if, because you asked, they know what your soul needs. And Chamuel will guide you to what purpose and what direction your career should take.
Absolutely. She and I, without naming names, both work in local nursing homes, and we are both directors of recreation. I know, right? Go figure. And I've been doing it for 25 years, so you probably a little more than that. 31.
I've been doing it for 30
We're not going to bore you with how we separately came to these jobs. We tried other jobs and so on and so forth. But we are absolutely where we're supposed to be. We have an amount of joy and energy and creativity, a true love for the elderly. So we're good at our jobs. And for me, I started out, as a recreation leader, and then an assistant director, and then a director. And I remember when I was first asked to be a director of a department, even though I'd been doing it for years, it was so intimidating. And I wasn't sure, what if I'm not good? What if, I fail? And these are very human emotions. And I made it a point to call on some of the archangels, one of them being Shamuel. And it just gave me the, okay, you know what?
That sense of peace.
You can do this. You're supposed to be doing this.
Right. It gave her that sense of calm and that sense of peace that indeed is the place that she's supposed to be. And you'll know.
There's this great stitching on a pillow that I saw once, and it said, you've asked for heaven's help. Now accept it and get out of the way. You literally sometimes have to get out of your own way. We think we know what's best for us. Not so much. If you really want to take a leap of faith and put yourself in the hands of the Almighty, the universe, all these wonderful spiritual beings, knowing that they only want absolutely what's best for you, and that you should live a life of health and joy and prosperity and excitement and passion, then you got to stop with the, oh, but what if?
Yeah, you got to let go of the doubts and the fears. And if you can't right away.
No. We don't want to come off as sounding obnoxious. This takes time.
Yeah.
This takes time.
Right away, just know that they're going to keep putting you, guiding you in the proper path.
Absolutely.
Always.
If there's something you're supposed to do or someone's supposed to meet, even if there are no missed opportunities. If you weren't supposed to be with that person, I said it backwards. As an example, if you were supposed to have that job or be with that person, you would have.
Right.
So, and it'll either come around again, or for whatever reason you thought that's what you wanted, but that would not have served your highest good. I hope we're making this fun, because it really is. And as a matter of fact, I think probably the next episode, I'm going to teach you all how to make a potion called angel sugar. Very easy, very fun, very effective. What other angel should we touch upon?
How about Jophiel?
Jophiel, beautiful archangel.
And her name means beauty of God.
Beauty of God. One of her chief functions really is about getting people outdoors into the fresh air. She oversees the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom.
Your connection with nature is so important.
Absolutely.
And she helps us to get rid of the clutter in our lives so that we don't block the flow of creativity and prosperity and energy that we're entitled to.
Well, there's a lot of people that practice Feng Shui, and we need to have a guest speaker on about that, because I'm not that well versed in it. But for example, if you have clutter in your home or clutter on your desk, it blocks creativity, like you just said.
Right.
There's no better thing than, what they refer to as spring cleaning. Every once in a while, go through your closet. I know, I'm just as bad. I'll pull out a dress that hasn't fit me in years, but who knows, maybe one day I will. No, get rid of it, donate. And I don't know if I can actually give a plug here. Well, why the hell not? It's our show. There's a bunch of charities that are so wonderful, and nothing feels better than giving to charity or donating or volunteering. This is called the Saratoga Inn. It's on Springfield Gardens, and what it is, it used to be a hotel, and now they've converted homeless families, mothers, fathers, and children. They have over 300 children in this complex. They help the parents develop skills to get good jobs, and the kids have daycare right there, and school and nurturing, and they could always use everything. If your child has outgrown baby clothes, which they do like that, donate it over there. You can give money but you can give towels and linen and the dress that hasn't fit you in 2 years and probably won't.
It's all about, once again, what we talked about with karma. You build up such positive energy in your life by helping others. And that's basically what we're here for. We're here to help and love one another. That's all the divine source expects from any of us.
Absolutely. And you know, seeing as how we're talking about Archangel Jophiel and she's in charge of nature, boy oh boy, would I highly recommend people to either see the movie, The Lorax, or go to Barnes & Noble and get the Dr. Seuss book, The Lorax. Kids of all age love it. Adults love it. It's beautifully illustrated.
And a very pertinent story.
Mm-hmm. And Dr. Seuss, who I just think is a genius, he would always write these fun, whimsical stories with nonsensical language, or so you thought. But there was always a very deep message. And the message behind The Lorax is anti-greed and anti-pollution.
Yeah. And in this day and age, we need to think about the air we breathe and the land around us, and we need to take better care of it. We need to ensure that when we want to go out in nature, that there's those beautiful trees and flowers to go out and smell and absorb that energy.
We don't need to cement over any more of Mother Earth.
No.
And you know, in your house, in your apartment, in your bedroom, in your bathroom, all over, I highly recommend you get some plants.
Yeah.
I don't do good with flowers, but plants, the big leafy green ones, the philodendrons, you can't kill them even if you tried. And the oxygen it puts into the air.
And the positive energy.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yep.
And if you talk to the plants, I swear, I know it sounds a little crazy, talk to them, nurture them, they will flourish.
Jophiel also teaches us about patience. Patience and gratitude. Patience tends to run a little thin sometimes.
Yes, yes. That has been a challenge for me, an ongoing challenge. I'm not exactly an impatient person, but I want what I want when I want it. Oh, I guess I am an impatient person. All right, so patience. Go ahead, enlighten us, oh patient one.
Well, sometimes you miss a key detail if you're impatient. A chance meeting with someone that could be beneficial towards your life purpose, or you're energizing your soul in general. So it's important to listen and just be patient.
You know, I always had this habit, kind of like, you know, as a child, waiting for Christmas. And I don't know if you're familiar, they would have like the Advent calendars, and you could open one door once a day. Oh, I'd go through all 25 days. And you know, as Christmas gets closer, there's so much, you're so looking forward to it, and you're Xing off days. And that's very cute when you're a child, but when you become an adult, there would always be something, you know, a party, a gathering, a vacation. And I would look at the calendar and I couldn't wait for that day to start. Meanwhile, I was walking almost mindlessly through all the days leading up to it.
Right.
When I could have the excitement about the upcoming vacation and still every day find reasons to be joyful and celebrate and grateful.
Yep. Yep.
I am grateful. Patience.
Yep.
Okay. Grateful. I would like to recommend that people get themselves a journal, and because we have it, you can call it anything. We call ours sort of the attitude of gratitude, the gratitude journal, and it doesn't have to be a daunting task at all. When I come home after what's usually a very long day, I write one thing. Sometimes I write 10 things, but I write at least one thing down in this journal every day. The really cute guy at the supermarket smiled and called me Miss instead of Ma'am. That'll make an entry. Having dinner with friends. My boss complimenting me. There's so many little things, or if you've made a difference. You know, I drove this person home because her feet were sore and she didn't want to wait for the train. And then when you're having those days that you're not feeling so great about yourself, or you're a little blue, you read back
and you see
all the great stuff that you just wouldn't remember.
You might not remember it, so that's why it's great to put it down in black and white, and then you can look back and go, oh yeah, that helped me through a particularly difficult situation.
Well, please join us. We're wrapping up now, but please join us for our next segment, because I'm going to teach you how to make angel sugar.
We're going to talk about Archangel Haniel, who's in charge of moon cycles.
Yes.
And which is a key component of the angel sugar recipe. So I hope that you found this enjoyable and entertaining. And if you do, please feel free to call Queens Public TV and let them know.
And if you didn't enjoy it, please feel free to change the channel. For angels, fairies, and witches, have a blessed day.
Farewell.
Farewell. Farewell.
Farewell.
Farewell. Fare thee well.
Fare thee well.